Week 11 is here, and we've got a full slate of matchups loaded with storylines, momentum swings, and betting value. Let's run through each game, the picks, and the props rapid fire. Commanders versus Dolphins. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Miami Dolphins -2.5. Miami's confidence is back after winning 2 of their last 3, and this team finally looks like they're settling in again. Meanwhile, Washington has lost 5 straight, and the last 4 losses have all been by 20+ points. With Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin out, the Commanders are just too limited offensively to keep up. I'm going Devon Achane over 78.5 rushing yards. Last week he ran for 174 yards, and now he's facing a Washington defense that just allowed Detroit to rush for 213 combined yards. The matchup is there, the volume is there, and the explosiveness is there. Panthers versus Falcons. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Atlanta Falcons -3.5. Atlanta may be struggling in the win column, but defensively they've been elite, especially against the pass. Their secondary is allowing the fewest passing yards in the NFL, and now they face Bryce Young, who has gone under his passing line in 3 of his last 4 games and already struggled against this same defense earlier in the season. I'm going Bryce Young, under 162.5 passing yards. Young threw for just 120 yards the last time he faced Atlanta, and now he's up against one of the toughest secondaries in football. On the road, he's hit the under in 4 out of 5 road games, and nothing about this matchup points to a breakout performance. Buccaneers versus Bills. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Buffalo Bills -5.5. Both teams are 6-3, but Buffalo has been dominant at home, losing just one of their last 13 regular season games at Highmark Stadium. Tampa has played well on the road, but Buffalo ranks 2nd in the league in total yards and 6th in scoring. After getting embarrassed by the Dolphins last week, this sets up as a strong bounce-back spot for Josh Allen and the Bills in front of their home crowd. I'm taking James Cook over 80 rushing yards. Cook has already passed the 900-yard mark this season and is averaging 100+ rushing yards per game. He's hit 80+ yards in 6 of his last 8 and now faces a Tampa run defense that's been giving up explosive plays lately. Texans versus Titans. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Tennessee Titans +6. Yeah, the record isn't pretty, but divisional games always tighten up, and Tennessee has kept multiple games inside 1 score. Cam Ward has shown flashes, and being back at home gives them a spark. Houston's offense has been streaky without CJ Stroud, so there's a real window for Tennessee to compete and keep it close. I'm taking Tony Pollard over 39.5 rushing yards. Pollard has cleared that number in 4 of his last 5 games, including 56 yards last week on just 10 carries. Tennessee is leaning on him more as the season goes on, and with a rookie QB under center, the volume should stay high. If the Titans want to stay competitive in this matchup, Pollard is going to be a key part of the game plan. Bears versus Vikings. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Chicago Bears moneyline. Chicago has won 6 of their last 7, and their defense has been showing up, especially in the takeaway department. Meanwhile, Minnesota has dropped 3 of their last 4, and JJ McCarthy continues to struggle with turnovers. The Bears already picked him off once in Week 1, and momentum is clearly on Chicago's side heading into this divisional matchup. I'm taking JJ McCarthy over 0.5 interceptions thrown. McCarthy has thrown 3 interceptions in his last 2 games, and the Bears lead the entire NFL with 13 picks this season. Chicago has recorded an interception in 6 of 9 games, and McCarthy has already shown he struggles when facing pressure and disguise coverage, something the Bears have excelled at all year. Packers versus Giants. For this matchup, I'm siding with the first half under 22.5. Green Bay's defense has been one of the best in football early in games, allowing just 6.4 points in the first half, the lowest in the entire NFL. Meanwhile, the Giants enter this one with Jameis Winston stepping in as the starter, and with a new head coach in Mike Kafka, there's likely going to be early game adjustment, hesitation, and conservative play calling, P-Pori. Green Bay's offense hasn't come out strong either, averaging just 8.4 first half points, ranking near the bottom of the league. With both teams struggling to start fast, this matchup sets up perfectly for a slower paced first half. I'm taking Josh Jacobs, anytime touchdown scorer. Jacobs has been incredibly consistent around the goal line, scoring at least 1 TD in 8 of 9 games this season. Green Bay continues to lean on him in key scoring situations, and with the Packers likely controlling field position and tempo, Jacobs should have multiple opportunities to punch one in. Bengals vs Steelers. For this matchup, I'm rolling with the over 49.5. These two already matched up earlier this season, and it turned into a shootout 33-31 Cincinnati, with both teams stacking nearly 900 total yards combined. Since then, both defenses have continued to struggle. The Bengals have allowed 30-plus points 5 times, the most in the league, and Pittsburgh isn't far behind with 4 games giving up 30-plus. The Bengals defense has been especially rough, leading the NFL in missed tackles and yards allowed after the catch, which directly plays into Pittsburgh's strength. Meanwhile, Cincinnati's offense has been rolling with Joe Flacco under center, scoring 113 points over their last 3 games. I'm taking T. Higgins over 59.5 receiving yards. Higgins thrives against man coverage, and that's exactly what Pittsburgh runs at one of the highest rates in the league. He already torch-tested them once, and Cincinnati's passing volume should keep him heavily involved again in this matchup. Chargers vs Jaguars. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Los Angeles Chargers -3. This line has been moving, and for good reason. The Chargers are trending upward fast. They've covered in 2 of their last 3, and their offense has taken a major jump, averaging nearly 9 more points per game in their last 5 outings compared to the first 5 weeks. Meanwhile, Jacksonville is coming off a brutal collapse, blowing a big lead and giving up 26 unanswered points to Houston's backup QB. Their pass defense is now allowing over 250 yards per game, one of the worst marks in the league. On the flip side, Trevor Lawrence still hasn't shown real growth in this new offense, and losing Travis Hunter just as he was emerging is a setback. I'm locking in Keenan Allen over 37.5 receiving yards. Allen has hit this number in 6 of 10 games, and with the Jaguars struggling against the pass, especially in big plays and zone coverage, this is a strong spot for him to keep producing. Seahawks vs Rams. For this matchup, I'm rolling with the Los Angeles Rams -3. Both of these teams are red hot, but the Rams have been more consistent offensively, and playing at home gives them the edge. Seattle's defense sits near the bottom against the pass, and that's a problem when you're facing Matthew Stafford, who has been on fire. The Rams come in winning 4 straight. Stafford has 8 passing touchdowns over his last 2 games, and LA has been moving the ball with efficiency and pace. Seattle is also on a 4-game win streak, but their pass defense gives up big numbers, and that puts them in a tough spot here. I'm locking in Sam Darnold over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Darnold has hit this number in 3 of his last 5, and he's already sitting at 17 touchdowns in 9 games. The Rams allow plenty of passing production, ranking bottom half in passing yards allowed, which means Seattle is going to lean on the passing game again here. 49ers vs Cardinals. For this matchup, I'm siding with the San Francisco 49ers -3. Yes, the Niners have been inconsistent, but when they face weaker teams, especially on the road, they handle business. Arizona has dropped 4 straight, and their only win since week 2 was against Dallas. San Francisco still has the better roster, the better defense, and the more reliable quarterback play. Even though Arizona has played teams close, the talent gap is still there, and the 49ers match up well against this offense. I'm locking in Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown. CMC continues to be the heartbeat of this offense, and whether it's on the ground or through the air, he consistently finds the end zone. Against the Cardinals defense that has struggled against elite playmakers, this is a strong spot. Ravens vs Browns. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Baltimore Ravens -7. Cleveland is 2-7, and the offense continues to be one of the least effective units in the league. The quarterback play is shaky, the offensive line struggles with pressure, and special teams mistakes keep showing up weekly. Baltimore, meanwhile, is heating up. Lamar Jackson is back, the defense is improving, and they've won 3 straight. Earlier in the season, the Browns hung around, but most of Baltimore's scoring came off turnovers and short fields. With the Ravens healthier and Cleveland still searching for answers, this one leans heavily toward Baltimore pulling away late. I'm rolling with Lamar Jackson, over 46.5 rushing yards. When the Browns defense brings pressure, Lamar does what he's always done: escape and make plays with his legs. Cleveland's defense is tough, but the offense won't help them with time of possession, which means Lamar will get plenty of drives and plenty of opportunities to tuck and run. Chiefs versus Broncos. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Kansas City Chiefs -3.5. Kansas City is coming off the bye, and historically, Andy Reid coached teams are sharp, organized, and aggressive after the break. Patrick Mahomes has thrown for at least 250 yards in 6 straight games, and the Chiefs rank top 10 in time of possession, third down conversions, and sustained drives. Denver's defense has looked good lately, but a lot of that came against backup-level quarterbacks. Offensively, they continue to struggle with consistency, ranking outside the top tier in efficiency, yards per play, and red zone scoring. I'm going with Patrick Mahomes, over 261.5 passing yards. Mahomes has cleared this number in 4 of his last 6 games while averaging over 8 yards per attempt. Denver has shown cracks against tight ends and deeper passing routes, and with Mahomes rested and KC weapons healthy, the game script points to volume through the air. Lions versus Eagles. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Philadelphia Eagles -2.5. Detroit switched play calling to Dan Campbell, and we saw a more balanced physical approach, especially with the run game. The Lions are still dangerous, but Philadelphia at home has been a different animal, especially in tight spreads. The Eagles are undefeated ATS in this exact spot, and the matchup leans toward Philly keeping control with their physicality on both sides of the ball. I'm rolling with David Montgomery over 40.5 rushing yards. With Campbell now calling plays, the workload shifted back toward a true committee approach. Montgomery saw 15 carries last game, tied for his season high, and looked like the power back Detroit wants to lean on in early downs and short yardage. Philly ranks bottom tier in run stop metrics, allowing 4.4 yards per carry and sitting 25th in opponent rushing success rate. With Detroit committed to establishing the run for play action rhythm, Montgomery should clear this number on steady volume. And that wraps up the Week 11 breakdown. Drop your favorite pick in the comments and make sure you're locked in for the next slate. See you on the next one.